Well, good morning, everyone. A grand rising, everyone. It's that time, and guess what? I'm hairless, so I wanted to greet everybody and say hello and save this for the show. And it's so nice to be here again with Gary, my bud Gary, brother. Welcome. It's so good to have you back. And it is one of the things I love about the role I've taken as an oracle. It's not about the stroking and the feel good. It's about the information you need to know. And that's why I love having Gary on, and the information he brings on is valuable. And it is not something to be feared, but something to be embraced, because information is power. But first, I got to do a commercial, because this is my girlfriend who keeps me oiled, and that's my Panacea C60. If y'all haven't heard about C60 and Buckyballs and Buckminster Fuller and all the research he did in making this happen, I want to tell you that it really helps, and it really helps bring the body in, restoring the body into some normalcy. Let me put it that way. So what's the story with my head? Well, it was starting to fall out, and it started to fall out a few months ago. Now, I come from a line that has what do we call those, cowlicks? But my cowlicks were starting to look like that character on Simpsons, and I went, okay, enough is enough. And so I just went, okay, we're going with it. And I tried to do the comb over, but that was even worse. So I just went, yeah, we're not going to do that. And I went, I've done before, but I've never gone total. And the only problem is it's cold, and it's winter here in Vilcabamba. And so I'm making the best of it. If it gets too cold, I'll put my hat on, so don't worry. But we're back, and let's get on to the good stuff. And first, I wanted to show you something that I did with Gary's site. First, I want to go to Gary's site, and this is Gary's site. Let's go here and share the screen. This is icheckyoursoul.com. And one of the things I found most amazing by Gary is he's a writer, and he puts out his information as it needs to come out. And it's quite deep and rich of solid, what can I say, Gary? I call you the kind of the Akashic record guy in the mathematics statistical side, because you get you look at the numbers, and you're focusing on the information we need to know there. And so that's what was valuable to me, and like, okay, let me pay attention. And I like Alfred, and when Alfred brought you on numerous occasions, I said, you got to have some information people want to know about. So that's why I said, well, we got to come back on and let's do this again. I also wanted to show you something else. So I wanted to get started and just look at a couple of things. I asked Gary before we go on, can you give me a couple people that we can look at? Because it's, politicians, we don't expect them to have a high soul score. I have been surprised. Bernie Sanders did not make the cut I'd hoped he'd make. But what he has brought to my attention is that we don't look to our politicians for our answers. And I'm grateful not to be in America, not having to deal with those choices all the time. So what I wanted to show was, Gary, you haven't seen the completed one, but here's what I've done on just some of the healers and some of our leaders and teachers that Gary provided me some of the information for. And this is Bruce Lipton. And Gary, can you see that clear enough?
Yes, I can see it.
You want to walk us through what we're looking at here? Hopefully it's clear enough.
Okay, I haven't seen it put this way before, but you're basically doing listing a mini soul reading, and there's 4 categories. One is the soul score, and then to the right of that, it should be status, and you got his status right, but some people are a wanderer, star seed, or qualified for ascension, or they're Illuminati or something. You know, they're a high, or they got a soul from a different group or something. And then you got the good karma, total good karma, and total bad karma.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's got a soul score of 40. Polarized positive is 51 or higher.
Let me ask you a question on the soul score. What's the range of soul scores that you've been able to look at?
Soul scores go from 2 to 69.
Okay.
The highest I ever got is like 63. And the highest anybody makes generally is 58. A lot of people make that. Hardly anybody gets over that.
Mm-hmm.
And 51 is polarized positive. In the high 40s, in the 40s is kind of okay. The higher the better.
Mm-hmm.
When you get below 40, then you know there's things to be desired about the person, and the lower you go, the least desirable you might be to others. And a polarized negative is 5 or lower.
Yeah, okay, 5 or lower. And I just want to give you some quick numbers, y'all, on who from the last time we were on the show, who was in the 5 below category. That was Harvey Weinstein scored a 2, so no surprise there. The Pope got a 4. And Bernie Sanders had a 4. So that was like, oh, no, Bernie. But okay.
2 of those people have reptilian souls, and the Pope usually has a reptilian soul, but this particular Pope has a human soul. But he's was a murderer earlier in life, or maybe still is. So his score is polarized negative, a 4 you gave him.
Yeah, I got a question already. Have you ever encountered a draconian or a reptilian that had a good score?
Oh, well, I've had some that had higher scores, like above 30. And there, which, you know, is a lot better. What you gotta realize is they have a different kind of soul than we do. We have a soul that has empathy for others, and they have a soul that doesn't have empathy for others. God built the universe by making half the souls with empathy for others, and half the souls don't have empathy for others. And that balances the universe with good and evil, or positive and negative.
Got it. Okay. Let's go back then. Now, we were looking at 65% completion of his
cycle of third density. Everybody everybody that lives on Earth that's a human or whatever, they live here for a cycle of third density, which is a cycle's 25,920 years for Earth to go through all 12 zodiac signs, all 12 ages. We're just about ready to finish the great year where we go through all 12 signs. And we're in the age of Pisces, and we're going to finish the age of Pisces and go into the age of Aquarius. And that's the last sign. And And when we finish the great year in the age of Pisces, there's a window that opens up for ascension. Everybody that's finished their cycle and is polarized positive or negative can make ascension to the fifth density. And we're in the third density right now.
So we get a 2 density jump.
Yeah, well, the third and fourth density are very similar. You still got to go through the cycle in either one. What's different about the fourth density is the souls that don't have empathy for others can't go in that density. So it's like a deluxe third density with just the souls with empathy for others. And that includes half the DNA lines too. There's a chart on my God Man Your Life page down into the middle of the page somewhere. And it shows which kinds of DNA have souls that have empathy for others and which kind don't. Basically, we're going to get rid of insects, spiders, reptiles, grains, fungus, microbes that cause disease, and
Wow.
some kinds of weeds and some other things.
Wow. Okay.
The only thing that we'll have is like flowers, birds, trees, mammals, birds. I said vegetables already. We'll have fish and major sea life, and we'll have microbes for decay and digestion. Anyway, there's 9 on each side, and you can look at the list on my God, Manner, and Life page down in the middle of the page somewhere. After the life section.
Great. So let's look at the good versus bad karma. Tell us about that.
Okay, most people that have these two, most people have hardly any bad karma. I take it to a number system, and 100 X is 100. So if you got 27X, you got 2,700 and something. And if you got and hardly any is 0 to 50. A little bit is like 50 to 74. And a fair amount is like 74 to 99. And then 1X is 100, 100 something. 2X is 200 something. 3X is 300 something, etc.
Oh, good. All right. Thank you. All right. I'm going to pop over then and let's look at one more. Let's see. How do I do this? Dalai Lama. That was fun.
Yeah, he has a reptilian soul. He's not human, even though he has a human body.
So what's he doing here?
Trying to run a religion and control humanity.
like everybody else, okay?
Yeah, he has hired assassins, I heard, and he's the bad guy playing good guy, basically.
Wow. Okay, but he's still here and doing the game. So,
is that the score I gave him? Huh? Okay.
Right. Are people here? So they're not here to necessarily improve their karmic score or their soul score. They're here to do a job.
Yeah, control. He's here to help control humanity, and all the religions were invented by these evil people with reptilian souls. Religion's not normal for a planet or a group of people. They just made all different religions, so people think that, oh, religion, that's the normal thing. You're supposed to join a religion that your family likes or whatever, whatever.
Right.
Most kids grow up and their families in the religion that the people in that area like, and they
Right.
automatically go in that. But when you get older as an adult, you can quit religion or change religions. You, of course, can do whatever you want. I guess when you make these charts, you need where you put cycles complete. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You, okay, yeah,
10%.
reptilian soul, yeah, and he's completed 10% of his reptilian cycle, but you need in that box there, it should be reptilian soul too.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I wondered about that because I mean everybody's coming from someplace else. Am I correct?
No, the majority of the people are humans and they're from Earth and they haven't lived anywhere else. But
Okay.
there
Oh,
are there most of the people from somewhere else are wanderers, and the second most are probably star seeds, and the third most are these Illuminati. And they're and
oh,
all those people together are maybe 1.5% or something at the most. Less than two
got it.
less than 2%. A lot of
Huh. Well,
websites. Everybody's from a different planet, and they came to live on this planet. I get that that's not true.
hmm.
People
Well, that makes that
are
1%.
what?
That 1% of Illuminati that have been ruling the planet, that makes up that our guest.
Well,
So we don't have to get rid.
they're less than 1%. I'm saying if you
Okay.
add the Illuminati, Wanderers, and
All of
Stars
them. Yeah.
all together, it'll come out to a little over 1%. But the Illuminati themselves, they got about, I'm told, about 60,000 total. And that's out of 7.5 billion people. But they're the people that dominate the news and everything you read about and all that stuff. They make themselves real
Oh,
important and
got
famous.
it.
And since they run things and they're in the governments of 70% of the countries, they run every religion. They own all the large
Well,
corporations. They do a lot of the entertainment.
mm-hmm.
And, and
Mm-hmm.
basically that maybe something I'm forgetting to say, but
Sure. No problem. Let me do one more. We did one young man who a star seed, Seven Bomar. He's
okay.
a teacher that's popped up on the internet recently. Soul score of 56 and star seed. So he's just visiting, coming here to complete his cycle so that he'll
No,
qualify ascension.
he's coming
Is that
here.
all right? Okay.
Star seeds are here for one life, and they're here to make ascension. And while they're here, they use the skills of their soul to help humanity with spirituality. Some of them have great skills and do wonderful things and become famous and help humanity a lot in different ways. And then when the window opens for ascension, which I think it'll probably be in about 7 years, then they'll make ascension, and then they'll go back to their planet and live in the fifth density. So they're just here for one life.
Nice.
While that ascension window opens.
7 years before the ascension window opens? Dang.
It opens
We got
between
a lot of crap to go through in 7 more years.
it opens between 2025 and 2029, likely on 2027. And I'm told it's likely on the second equinox of the year. And that's supposedly when the age of Pisces and the great year ends. And then that window opens. It'll stay open for maybe 2 months. And a bunch of people will make ascension each day until 700 million people have made ascension. And there's maybe 300 million more people that could make ascension if they got polarized positive, if they got their soul score up to 51 or higher, or got it down to 5 or less. I wouldn't recommend negative, but to get it to positive, you could make it.
So let's talk about, what do you do to get your soul score up?
Okay, that's a little bit hard to explain, but basically, you become a better person toward other people. You
They say, do good.
You think of them and have a relationship where you're beneficial to them. Interactions comes up, you put yourself in their shoes and think how they feel, and do things that make them feel better and do better. Basically, be a nicer person, you know.
Right. Now, the Buddhists have a concept of doing good acts, merit making, as they call it, as a very conscious, focused way of doing good. And that one of the things that you'll always see with Buddhist monks walking around the street, because they are dependent upon the generosity of the community. And the community has this kind of reciprocal relationship of, that's merit making. That's how you do good. This is how you do the right thing, is that you do feed the monks. And one of the things I really appreciated about Thailand and living over there was that people understood that this is something you have to do. Making merit is part of being human. And it seems like that concept has been lost. And religion gave us some of that about doing good and following the 10 Commandments. But it seemed to be a control and a manipulation that got lost.
Yeah, you get good. So you get good karma. Your soul score goes up. You're a better person. You're more positive. It's all related.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, let's check on some new people, shall we? Got your pendulum?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I do have to do one political. Well, not one political. A couple actually. All right. Let's start with Joe Rogan.
Okay. Are you gonna put him on the screen or not? Okay, you're trying.
I will.
Your God, guides, guardian angel, positive beings affiliated with me, other positive beings nearby. Please help me, God, with this mini soul reading. I always say a prayer first to get the attention of the spirits that help me. Supposedly, I connect with the fifth density, which is where we make ascension to, and they contact the ninth density to get information on the soul. So Joe Rogan.
Let's look at Joe.
Or on him. what section? Okay, he's in the average section. He's in the second row of 4. And he's in the 4th slot. So he's got a soul score of 46, which is
He's moving up.
slightly above average, but he's not polarized positive, but he's close.
Okay.
Okay, and then his status. Okay, he's in his cycle of 3rd density. He hasn't completed his cycle yet. So let's find out how far he's done. 90%, 80%, 70, 60, 50, 55. 55, he's approximately 55% done with his cycle of 3rd density.
Good for him.
And bad karma. Hardly any bad karma. So he's below 50 in bad karma. And good karma. Good karma. Let's see. He's got 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 30, 31, 32, 32x good karma. He's real high in good karma.
Nice.
He's doing a lot of good for humanity. But he's probably a little bit arrogant and a little bit into himself, so he doesn't. So his soul score ain't real high.
Got it. Okay.
He's
All right.
He comes out to be a very good person that you would want to be friends with. He wouldn't expect to cheat you or take unfair advantage of you.
Nice. Okay. A friend to have around. Okay. One more last politician.
Okay. I know about. Okay.
Yeah. I thought you might already have those numbers already.
No, but okay, her soul score. She's in the bottom 4th evil section.
Oops.
And she's in the bottom row. And 2nd slot. So she's got a 4 soul score.
Ooh.
Status, she's got a reptilian soul. And is it 5%? 10% done with her cycle. Virtually she's the Illuminati. Basically, all the Illuminati that come here, they're in two groups. They either have they all have reptilian souls, and they all have young souls where they just are early in their cycle. They're either 5 to 10% completed of their cycle, and 88% of them have draconian souls, and 12% have lizard souls. Those are 2 different reptilian groups. And there's a big thing going on now, and the lizards are trying to take over. And a few of the draconians join the lizards, and the rest of the draconians are being arrested.
So is that the war between them? Is they arresting each other?
Right. And they're having this coronavirus lockdown to keep us out of the way so they can arrest these draconians that are basically super evil. The draconians are a lot more evil than the lizards. But the lizards are evil too. They're not good people at I mean, if the average draconian has like a 5 soul score, the average lizard might have like a 10 soul score. So they're both horrible. We don't want either one of them running the planet, but
Right.
having the lizards is a little better than the draconian.
Draconian.
There's like a power change going on right now. So there,
Okay.
of the 60,000, there may be they're trying to arrest maybe 20,000 of the 60,000, and there's maybe 7 or 8,000 lizards, and they're trying to take control, and a lot of the draconians join them and let them be in control and join that group so they don't get arrested and they retain their positions of power over.
Yeah. So am I right then? Is Barack Obama from the same reptilian? Is he draconian?
He's a draconian. He's not
He's a draconian.
Trump's a lizard, and there's a famous guy on the spiritual people. That Dalai Lama is a lizard. Is a guy named Cobra that some people follow. He's a lizard.
I know Cobra. I met Cobra, and Cobra likes to call himself a Pleiadian, and I kept saying, and it wasn't until you said he was a lizard I went, aha, yes.
You know, there's something wrong, right?
Right. Because I was like,
he wants to be part of the group that controls the planet.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when this,
which is why I never.
Yeah, if Earth if our solar system can move to 4th density, all these people die. Their body goes to 4th density, but their soul doesn't. So the body dies. Every living thing must have a soul, or it can't be alive. The soul runs the organs and the chemical processes and keep the living thing functioning. As soon as you take the soul away, the living thing dies. An animal in minutes, and a plant maybe in hours.
Okay. Very interesting. Okay. I want to do, I have a request from our audience. Let's see, where can I write this so that you can see it? A name is Shayna Seifert. I will write it down in the comments so you can see it. A-I-F-U-R-T.
The spirits are ready on that name. They're probably looking ahead, and they probably know what name you're getting ready to call and checking that out ahead of time. Okay.
I like when they're ahead.
Soul score. What section? All right. She's polarized positive. She's in the bottom row. 3rd slot. She's got a 53 soul score.
That's my girl.
Okay. She's a star seed. Star seed 3. It's like a skill level 3, which is what most star seeds have. That's right. Probably about the same as a wanderer that's 2 or 2.5. But almost all star seeds got a little bit higher skill than wanderers. The number, but their ability to help humanity is the number's slightly different. So that skill level is your ability to help humanity. Okay, and then let's see. Hardly any bad karma, and good karma is 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 25, 26, 27, 28x good karma.
Nice.
She's doing good there.
Well done. Well done, Miss Shana.
So she's
All right, I'm gonna.
so she's here. She's here. Her soul's here to make ascension, waiting for the window to open. And while she's here, she has some skill to help humanity in her own way. Maybe just the people around her. Maybe she's doing something more. I don't know, but she has some ability to help. Okay, what's next?
All right, girlfriend, get on it. Let's do some more famous folks. Dr. Joe Dispenza.
Okay, I heard of him. I don't know much about.
I don't either.
Okay, so Dr. Joe, what section? 1. Okay, polarized positive, bottom row. He's got a 53 soul score also.
Good.
Okay, and he's qualified for ascension.
All right.
Hardly any bad karma. And good karma, 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 30, 31, 32, 33x good karma. He's doing excellent there.
Good. So a guy you want to continue to follow. That's nice.
Right.
It's interesting to me, and why I was interested in doing some of the spiritual leaders, because it's so easy. I always called religion the glass ceiling to connection. And so it never gave you the answers that you really needed. And it was a little frustrating to me that as a growing up as a Catholic, I was just told it's a sacred mystery. And I'm like, that means you don't know the answer. So that was we should be able to do better than that. And so this kind of information was just so, that makes sense. And I appeal, and I've always approach this experience on the physicality as a gamer, using game theory. And so as a gamer, you want to know your score. You want to know how you're doing in this reality, and are you making the cut like you want to? So yeah, that was the part that
you want to know where you're at spiritually.
Yeah.
I highly recommend being spiritual and not being religious.
Mm-hmm.
The people that are controlling the planet, the evil people controlling the planet, created all the religions. So if you're following a religion, the people at the lower levels of the religion may be good people with high soul scores trying to do good, and you may be among them, but the secret people at the very top of your religion are reptilians, the whole thing, and trying to get the money out of it and control, and maybe even stealing some of the children to have sex with, and they're doing evil things with their religion. They're telling people what to do, what they can't do, and all that kind of thing. And you don't want to be controlled by an evil person or follow directions of evil people.
Right. Very easy to be deceived.
Yeah, maybe most of the stuff they tell you is good, but some of it is evil.
This is another woman who I interviewed years ago in Thailand. Her name is Jazz Muheen, and she's a breatharian. And so she's been practicing not eating for 30 plus years. She's got several books out. There was a 60 Minutes special when some young woman was found with her book in the desert and had died. And so they were doing an expose trying to really, no, you're crazy, you can't eat. And but yet I've met several people who have followed her and other Indian swamis and gurus. But I find, and she's probably in her 70s in this picture here. So I'm looking at her going, not eating is doing pretty good for you, mama. So Chaz Moheen was another one I wanted to ask about and see how's she doing.
So is this person alive now?
Yes, very much.
And she hasn't. Does she? And she hasn't. Does she drink water or nothing?
Mostly nothing, but she says when she needs it, she will drink or eat. She said, I don't have the, it's hard rules, especially when she travels, because she said traveling is very difficult for the body. And if you're not getting the nature and prana naturally from the sun, you need supplements.
All right, say her name again, please.
Jazz Muheen, Jasmuheen.
Okay. What section? 2, average section. Top row. 50. So she got a soul score of 50.
Okay.
She's real close to being polarized. And she's in cycle of third density. 90. 95. She's approximately 95% done with her cycle of third density.
Oh, good for her.
So she could have as
she could have a cookie.
She could have as much as 1,200 years left of the 25,920.
Okay.
Probably
right.
somewhere around 1,000 years or a little bit more. Okay.
So, am I right? And let me make sure get those numbers right. All humans need to go through the 25,000 year cycles of the zodiacs, correct? All cycles of the zodiac.
Yeah, you have to be in third density for one cycle before you can make ascension to go to the higher level. You must complete that.
Okay.
You can do it in either third density or fourth density. Like the Earth's gonna move to fourth density soon.
Mm-hmm.
And so whatever part of your cycle you complete it, you'll continue that in fourth density. As I said, fourth density is like a deluxe third density. Now, matter and life are expressed differently in each density, but third and fourth density are supposedly very similar. But there's will be some differences, and they'll be probably all positive differences.
Got it.
The way you perceive them, if you like them, they're positive. If you don't like a difference, then you could say it's not, I guess. Okay, so let's find out about her bad karma. I get hardly any bad karma.
Mm-hmm.
Good karma. 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 25x bad or good karma.
Good for her. Okay.
Yeah, well, so that's good, but not great. But that's above average and everything.
Right. Are you able to do living or people that are no longer living?
Yes, I can. They give a score for them, and
Okay.
I assume it's the score that their soul's at now. Well,
Right.
once you die and your soul moves to the soul plane, your score doesn't change too much. It stays about the same.
Got it. Okay, so one that just passed away recently, but I'm curious about Nikola Tesla.
Okay, I know about him. Okay, but I'll ask each time we go along. Okay, soul score 1. He's in polarized positive. He's in the third row, in the fourth slot. So he's got a 58 soul score. He's got about as high as you can get. You can get higher, but practically nobody does.
Wow.
People I test, less than 1 out of 1,000 gets above 58. Okay.
Wow.
Okay. He's got a 58 soul score. He's a wanderer. And a skill, he's got the highest skill level 4. So he's a wanderer 4.
Wow. Okay.
Hardly bad karma and his good karma 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Wow. 35, 36, 37x good karma. He's got about as good as you can possibly do.
Very nice.
One of the best people ever to walk the planet. He's among them.
We need more of those. All right, another one who has just passed away. This is an African Sangoma, which is an African shaman. He just passed away, Krito Matua.
Yeah, I know. I've tested him a lot. Okay, what should we get out of him? Top section. What's row? Third row. Okay, he's got a 58 also.
Good, he did his job. Yay.
And he's a wanderer. And he's 3.5. 3 point wanderer 3.5. Very high.
Yeah.
Bad karma, hardly any. Good karma, 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 30, 31, 32, 33x good karma, very high. So he's pretty close to the best you can get to. He's slightly less than Tesla, but he's right there. You want more people like him or close to him.
Right. Okay. Well, yes, we do. Let me ask.
How long ago did he die?
Like a week or two ago, just recently.
Yeah, I was hoping to meet him someday, but I guess that's off.
Next time around. Anything that's come up in your research recently that surprised you in looking at scores? Anybody that you've done?
Not really. I was mainly looking at this virus still.
Thank you.
What I found out is that these viruses that people are getting, they're caused by electromagnetic radiation. In other words,
talk to me.
In other words, they never had the flu didn't exist among humanity until around 1860, 1870, when they invented what they had the telegraph wires. As soon as they invented that, some people started getting the flu. And I'm getting you get the flu from these electromagnetic radiation, and you can give it to other people, but
Got it.
most people are getting it from the radiation. And then when they put AM radio out, when AM radio took off around 1918, they had this huge flu epidemic all over the world, and it was caused by AM radio. That's what that Spanish flu was all about.
Oh,
And then they had another epidemic at the beginning of World War II when they started using radar. And when they've made other changes in the radiation, they've had more flu epidemics.
Yeah.
So
As we have talked about, 5G is the frequency
5G.
that is affecting this virus and stimulating this virus. And before Corona came up, I was reading about 5G and showing it'll show like a flu symptoms. That's when you know you're being affected by it because it acts like a flu.
Yeah, this COVID-19 could be better called the 5G flu.
Mm.
More accurate, but
Well
there's
said.
discussion about viruses. They're saying viruses aren't alive, and you can't pass them to other people. And then some
Not so.
people say you can, and there's a few medical people that are well skilled, and they said they took this 1918 Spanish flu, and they tried to give it to other people. You know, they took secretions from people that had it and injected other people and stuff like that, and the other person didn't come down with the flu.
Interesting.
So it says that you couldn't pass it from one person to another. But I'm getting you, Ken.
Got it.
You can.
I got another request from Tamika Winden. Can you see that name there? Can you do a mini reading?
Okay, what is that? Her picture, or is that Michelle?
Yep, that's picture and name.
Okay, that is her picture. Okay, it looks a little bit like Michelle Obama, but I'm glad it's not. I mean, picture's real small and hard to see for me.
I know, Tamika. Let me see if I can get that bigger.
All right, we're okay.
It doesn't get any bigger.
Tamika, dear God, please help me with this mini soul reading. Okay. Soul score, which section? 1. Polarized positive. Bottom row. 4th slot. 54 soul score. Pretty good. And she is qualified for ascension. And hardly any bad karma. And good karma, 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 25, 26, 27, 28x good karma. She's doing excellent. Very good. And
well done, Tamika. Well done.
A person like her, you got like 7 years before the window opens. So is what you want to do is try to up your soul score some more and try to accumulate as much good karma as you can. That way That way, when you get to fifth density, you'll start out in a better, more desirable position, and if you got a lot of this, a lot more good karma, you'll be blessed with a more attractive body, and you'll be more attracted to the opposite sex. So you'll do better in getting a mate. Supposedly, when you get to fifth density, people are real fussy on mates. Just like kind of like they are here. I mean, like 80% of the women are only interested in 10 or 20% of the men, you know, and it's and most men want the beautiful woman, you know. It's the same. It's the same in the next higher density. Uh, but most people they're too fussy, and they want a better mate than they can attract. A lot of people go without mates. But if you got this higher soul score and a lot of good karma, you'll be one of the desirable mates that the opposite sex have, and you'll get a mate. And you want to take on a mate when you get there. That way, you can go through all these new experiences with someone else.
Oh, very interesting.
You you could maybe take a mate of somebody that's already been in fifth density for a while, and they know how everything works, and they can tell you what's going on when everything comes up. Or you can pick another mate that's new like yourself, and go through everything not knowing how things go, and be surprised and maybe confused at some things.
Wow.
So
Okay.
choice there. You can get pick a mate of somebody that's been there already, or pick a new person. You have to look at that. But it's better to have a mate when all this new stuff comes up. Two heads are better than one. You know, like one person wants to do something stupid, and the other person can, hey, wait, we don't want to do that. That's the wrong way. And you
I
can
like it.
sort out what's going on. And
Right, right. I love it. All right, I got one more request in here. I'm going to pop this face up. This is one of my neighbors here in Vilcabamba. The name is Sue. Ooh, Sue, I don't know how to pronounce your last name. Jernland.
yeah, I see the name. The name's on the right.
Okay. Oh, there it is. Great.
To Journal. Okay. Blonde hair, blue eyes. Sound very nice.
Oh, no. Talk about your people that way.
Well, okay. I was born with white hair and blue eyes, so and my hair turned brown when I got about 4 or 5. Okay. What section? Polarized positive.
Yay. Yeah,
Okay. In the third row. And she's got a 56 soul score. Very high, very good.
Good girl.
And she is a wanderer. And she's a wanderer 2. A wanderer 2. She's got a skill level 2, which means that she's real good at helping the people around her or one-on-one. And she can maybe do something to help the world, or maybe not, you know. It's unlikely she'll be able to speak to large crowds or do a webinar or write a bunch of, probably a little bit below that, but you never know. She
Got it. Got it.
there. Okay. And hardly any bad karma. And her good karma is 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Very good. 30, 31, 32x good karma. Very high. Doing excellent. Wanderer 2 with a lot of good karma.
Go, Stu, go.
Wanderers don't make individual ascension because they already have before they came here. A wanderer went through third or fourth density on a different planet, and then usually they made ascension to fifth density and went through fifth density and moved to sixth density, and then a quarter cycle in the sixth density, they were in the top 9 of 1,000, the 0.9%, less than 1%. And they are asked if they wanted to be a wanderer, and they were shown Earth, that if they decided to be a wanderer, they would be going to Earth. And then they were able to look the planet over and see what's going to come up in the next 26,000 years, or they'd be there for about 25,000 years, so they could kind of look at what's going to happen there and decide if they want to become a wanderer. 2 out of 3 people turn down being a wanderer because they don't want to go through the sorrow and misery again. But about 1 out of 3 accept it. And when they're done, when they're done with their mission of a little over 25,000 years, they go to 7th density with 1 of 2 cycles completed. 7th density normally lasts 2 cycles, but they'll go with a cycle already completed.
Got it. Okay. And star seeds.
Get a hero's welcome and be very attracted to the opposite sex and some other perks or whatever.
I like the perks. Okay, I like the perks. All right, so star seeds. What perks do star seeds get?
A star seed, when they go back to their planet, they'll have a story to tell of living a life on another planet that all the other people in their 5th density, they'll have only lived on their planet. So they'll be like a interesting person, and they can talk about all the good things they did on Earth and how different Earth was and everything that happened there, how different it was than their planet, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Earth is probably totally different than the planet they're from, you know.
Right. I am definitely, as a star seed, looking forward to going home. And you, where are you from?
I'm supposedly from a mammal planet, and let's see how far away it is. 0, 30. I'm from a planet about 35 light years away.
Okay.
I can't get the name of planets. Some people can use the pendulum and spell things out,
but hard to do for yourself.
I'm not allowed to.
Yeah, I would think so.
Everybody that has the skill of using the pendulum has different skills on it. Some people can find energy or water and oil or medical elements, and I can find spiritual facts and information on the soul. Is how I use the pendulum.
Right. And you use it very well. Thank you. I always enjoy having you on because you always gonna bring it. It's like something new and exciting. I'm like, oh, let's call Gary. Let's ask Gary about that person.
Okay.
So thank you again for joining. Yeah, I wanted to put up your site. icheckyoursoul.com where you can get a full reading done. And I highly recommend getting a full reading because it not only includes your reading, but it includes 5 other people you want to check in your family. So use the tools and take advantage of them and make the most of them. Get the information we need so that we can win this matrix game and know where we're at and keep doing good stuff.
You can get a free mini soul reading, and I got a lot of emails, but I go through them all, and one might take 10 days or so before your email comes up. And I'll give you a free mini soul reading if you can't afford to get a soul report. If you can afford to get a soul report, please do, and you get a full report.
Yes.
And there's a lot of stuff on there.
Yes, there is a lot of stuff on there. You want to information you want to know. Information you want to know.
If you're able to pay for part of the money or something, send me an email and I'll maybe work something out with you.
Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Gary.
Some people trade things, and I go along with that too, as I did.
Right. We did a trade, so thank you. And Shayna says thank you. We appreciate your time. Thank you for getting up out of bed early, y'all. I got Gary up out of bed. He looked like me. My hair was, when I had hair, it was standing up. I was like, you might.
All right. We'll see you next time, Phyllis.
See you, brother. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, y'all, you got some Gary time, and thank you for jumping on. I never get bored. I do want to give you one thing. I just got invited next week on the 8th, the full moon, the pink moon. I've been invited to lead a global something, when it's one of those global meditation things. And I said, I don't feel like meditating. I feel like shouting and hollering and making some noise about our state of being and what we want to see changed on our planet. So I invite you, I'll put something up when they send me some stuff. I just sent the information to them. I said, I got to get a new picture with my new head. But that'll be next week. So join me next Wednesday. It's at 8:00 in the morning, my time. So that's early in LA and even earlier. No, it's great. Thailand, it's 8 p.m. and New York, it'll be 9. So it should work out pretty well. So thank you for coming on. Thank you for joining the show. Share it, please. Encourage people. Get the information you need. Information is power. Love y'all. Be good. If you can't be good, well, you better be good. Be good at it. All right.